Good Wednesday morning, everybody. It is a beautiful start to a Wednesday here in Middle Tennessee. Sun's out, birds are chirping, but it's time for another morning devotional. Today's devotion is titled, There is Strength in My Weakness. And our verse for this devotional is 2 Corinthians 12:9. Each time he said, My grace is all you need. My power works best in weakness. So now I'm glad to boast about my weaknesses so that the power of Christ can work through me. The devotion says, we've heard of some great personal stories in the world of sports. There are many admirable ball players out there with raw talent who've been killing it at their sport since their first appearance on a field. While those guys are well known and talked about, it's just different when you add a personal story of overcoming or an against all odds story to the gift of ball playing. The difference is that while strength and raw talent are admirable, what's most relatable is weakness. Stories of strikeouts, career-threatening injuries, climbing the ladder to success despite being repeatedly knocked down, those are the ones that most inspire. But they're also the stories most men want to avoid having. There's such pressure and a societal call for men to be pillars of strength. What most men want strength to look like is having raw talent and no failure. But in God's system, it's the weaknesses, the failings, the decisions to not give up that He uses the most. God doesn't want men hiding their weaknesses. He wants men talking about them so He can show His strength. When you present yourself as a man who always has it together and succeeds at everything you do, there isn't much room to place the glory of God in the spotlight. Don't be afraid of your weaknesses. Instead, appropriately put them on display so your family and those around you can see God step forward to make things happen. Today's devotional prayer says, Dear Lord, you are strong when I am weak. I want my family and others to witness your strength in my life so that they can then see it in their own. I give my weaknesses over to you to use as you see fit. To you be the glory. Amen. As someone who has struggled with their mental health in the past regarding life and family and mostly my career, that's not something I wanted to talk about. I didn't want to know people that I didn't want people to know that I was having nightmares and just off the wall thoughts because of my mental health. After we had a devastating F4 tornado in our community back in 2020, it wasn't until then that I started opening up about my mental health and leaning into God after a struggle with my faith. So don't be afraid to lean into God in His weakness. God bless, and y'all have a great day.